So there does seem to be some kind of come what may fatalism to the whole thing. Because most of us know everything we need to know, we think we do anyway. And most of us do, in a sense, that we're getting along, we're surviving, making a living, taking care of the family, whatever. So there's a certain fatalism to it, but we like to feel we're more certain than we actually are, so we will go and we will gravitate towards information that makes us feel comfortable. And if the information doesn't make us feel comfortable, we'll ignore it. So that's another thing I've been obsessing on lately is like, people will learn what they want to learn, and they're not going to learn what they don't want to learn. They're going to obtain knowledge about things that they're interested in and ignore all the rest. It's just normal. And so when you're trying to be understood, you think something is important. Like, man, the way we live in this world really has to change or we're in trouble, right? Kind of thing. A disaster. Some people are like, well, something's going to happen. You don't have any control over it, so why don't you just get on with it and live? That's normal, that's true. But some people actually are very excited and energized and interested in doing something. You know what I mean? It excites them. So those kinds of people are going to do whatever they got to do, fight the good fight, and they have some purpose, they have some project in mind, something they want to accomplish, something they believe strongly in and feel is the right thing to do. Other people are much more casual, right? They're not thinking about any big things at all. It's just like, what do I have to do to get what I've got to get? This is just normal for people. So I don't really have a bone to pick with your average person. It's more like, if you're interested in listening or understanding a person's point of view, you have to give it that a little bit of effort, right? To listen actively and carefully, and to see if you can learn anything from what they're trying to present. I think that's a good habit to have, and can't really hurt anybody. We are faced with urgent challenges, to say the least. But I just find most people are fairly apathetic about it. So another thing I've been saying a lot is apathy around and find out, which is what happens. So I wrote a thing today, and I went off on a little tangent about Weimar Germany and the interim years between World War I and II. And I recently read another book about all the things going on in Europe after World War I. And, people were pretty convinced that happy days were coming, even though the whole thing was a meltdown from the beginning. Absolutely going to end in catastrophe, but you can't predict it. But I think a lot of people had an inkling or a feeling, but not enough people. So you kind of, what they say is sleepwalk. You sleepwalk into a catastrophe. And it really doesn't matter to you until the cattle cars come to take you off to the concentration camp, or you're starving to death. So I made a quip about, ecocide doesn't mean anything unless people in Manhattan are starving. Because, they're the important, wealthy people with the New York Times, the newspaper of record, and whatever. The graffiti is proper graffiti. They have a lot of good street art in this town. They don't have as much graffiti as I remember seeing in Italy, in some towns in Italy. And particularly, I don't think people are as active as maybe they were in the past when you had labor movements and things and people felt like people power meant something, you know? Everything's been fairly elite driven over the centuries, the millennia. It's just the way civilization works. I have a feeling that sooner than later we're going to be living the old hunter-gatherer life again, probably hunting crocodiles in the Arctic, but I don't know. This system, this thing of ours, I call it, has a lot of legs, and there's still plenty of wealthy people to go to World Cup games, and so nothing's going to change. If there is a problem with nuclear weapons proliferation and the sixth extinction and whatnot, if that is a problem for some reason, some funny, mysterious reason, then the problem will keep compounding over time until something bad happens. What could happen? What could go wrong? Ooh, a lot of people. What could go wrong? Well, strategic nuclear war would be pretty bad. Average 6 degrees centigrade temperature above the good old 1750 baseline would be pretty devastating to food webs that we depend on. So yeah, shit will happen. And could people power have ever done anything about it? Oh, come on, Bouillon tea. Get over yourself. Of course not. You know, the players are going to play the game and shit's going to happen. Chill, brah. So, this is my favorite wine tasting wine bar, Garrafferia. Garrafferia, Fera, and wine bar. And over here is mio favorito market. Praça de Fruta, Praça de Frutas. Very nice place. They're gonna fold up shop pretty soon. Yeah, so it's that attitude. The attitude is more or less like, if you're thinking about things like this, you're pretty much of a dweeb, weirdo. You know, I'm doing well. I've got money. Things are going swimmingly, kind of thing. Or another constituency of people tend to say, say things like, well, they read a lot about aliens and their interventions and ages like the age of Aquarius, cosmological changes that are influencing humanity. God is doing what God's got to do. Everything happens for a reason. Blah, blah, blah. There's a whole bunch of new agey kind of things that are still in play in cultures around the world. Hey, that's a nice door, man. I gotta take a pic of that door. There used to be a good restaurant here. They come and go. So there's something miraculously wonderful is going to happen. And, I don't wander around all day depressed, feeling like, oh no, the world's going to hell. What am I going to do? Because I know I don't have much power. And if I did, I'd probably be busy protecting it. People just aren't that interested in a lot of stuff in general, I think. They're interested in what they're interested in. Enough said, brah. Come on, man. Chillax. And then, of course, there's social signaling and virtue signaling and status signaling, all the signaling. So much signaling. I like these. The theater festival's coming back, and they do theater in their outdoor proscenium arch. They also have an in the round theater at the Culture Center. Yeah, so I'm not overly concerned. I mean, you live and you die. I'm always thinking, all these big shots with all their plans, trying to convince people that we're all going to be living on a terraformed Mars, which, if you've read anything about astrophysics and whatever, biology, that's crazy. But anyhow, so all these people are literally bags of rotting flesh. They're all gonna die. People joke, oh, we're all gonna die. Well, it is true. At the end of the day, they leave behind their money and assets to whoever they want to leave them behind to, and they die. And all the misery and suffering is never canceled out by their philanthropy or their good works or whatever cool technology the government in cahoots with corporations and vice versa managed to produce. So, yeah, you think, well, I just invented me. I just invented the telegraph or something like that. All by myself, because I'm a genius. And it's a game changer. Don't get me started on AI. And my friends also, they could care less about AI. It's like, however it works or whatever. It's a cool thing, a cool tool. I'm not going to get caught up in debates about whether it's good or not. We just don't ask questions like that, right? Internal combustion engine, what could go wrong? Hey, we have science, engineering, and technology on a finite planet, on a planet with finite resources. What could go wrong? The idea is to get excited about stuff, and fit in, consume, adopt behaviors, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, and know that you're all that because you're part of the clique, the big clique, baby. The only clique that ever really made a difference. So yeah, you try to write something because you know a teeny bit about it. Maybe all you know about it is that it's a thing. Yeah. Oh, nuclear physics is a thing. Shit, you know that? Mm-hmm. Robert Oppenheimer. Did you read anything about Robert, or you just saw the movie? Doesn't matter. You know, Robert Oppenheimer was a thing. So Trump made a little gaffe today. He conflated Japan with Iran. And I think he did that because all the buzz in his ear from all the idiots that work for America Inc. is about tactical nuclear war, and we might have to nuke Iran, so we might have to get the Israelis to do it so we can claim that we had nothing to do with it. It was all Bibi Netanyahu. so whatever it is, they're talking, Trump's listening, and so he conflates it all. He knows that we dropped nuclear bombs on Japan because we had to. The Russians were coming, and billions of Americans would have died if we hadn't nuked those two cities. We saved the world, ended World War II with Japan, and so on. It was a noble effort. Had to happen because it happened. Is what it is, was what it was, and shall be what it shall be by virtue of having been. Mic drop wisdom. So, yeah, so he conflated it probably in his head. And then he was thinking, Iran, nuke Iran, we nuked Japan, they were talking about this stuff, and it just gets in his head, and then he says something really stupid. And people go, oh, it's so funny, let's make some memes. Let's go to the AI image generators and video generators and make some memes. It'll be so funny. That's another thing about the whole thing, is that everything has to be funny. You know, I mean, life is rough, man, for wealthy Westerners. And they might have to deal with an uncomfortable thought, which is horrific to them, because life should be beautiful. It should be frolicking in the woods. And so if it's not beautiful, you have to joke about it. It's all so funny. I'm just joking, man. Life's funny. Where's your sense of humor? I got a really healthy sense of humor. I love to laugh. I love to make people laugh. But, you know, sometimes I have a serious thought about stuff, because that's just the way I'm wired. Woe is moi. Poor Boulianti. He thinks too much. How dare Boulianti think so much? Idiot. So anyway, I do think that people have to get busy, or we're going to see the rapid destruction of the world order. It's already fallen apart. And probably World War III, which is going to be ugly. People just think it can't happen to us. We're so far beyond that now, and we have weaponized AI and AI systems, targeting systems, Palantir. So, you know, obviously, we'll just win. And once we win, It's going to be so much better for the whole wide world. The whole wide world will be so much better off when the United States destroys Russia and Iran and China. Because Americans are just great. They're wonderful people. Everyone knows that. For God's sake, everybody's in America watching football matches. That's got to count for something. Yeah. God bless them football hooligans. She has a beautiful head of hair. Beautiful woman with a beautiful head of hair. Yeah, so that's the ticket. Here I am at the beautiful, wonderful courts. Tennis courts. Sweet. So I should just stop talking now. Have a good one. William T. Out. This is the calm before the party in Santa Ana. Another cool little place. The calm before the party. They're setting up. Pequena igreja. Sporting. Oh, they're gonna make noise, man. You can't beat them, so you gotta join them. These roadies are sorting shite out, brah. Porta potty. This particular festa is very loud at my house. My house will be really, really noisy all night until 4 in the morning. Thank goodness we can play foosball outdoors. Roadies. That is a really serious stage, man. Oh! Boa tarde! Espetáculo. Teatro. That's a lot of bread. Boa tarde. Boa tarde. Calma.
Gostamos, o que vai ser?
Caneca?
Uma caneca? Caneca.
Boa tarde.
Tudo bem, boa tarde.
Caneca mini. Caneca mini. Muito bom. Imperial. Obrigado. Quantos?
Nem sei quanto é que isso custa. Deixa lá ver. Cá deve ser bom. Cerveja média. Good play.
I'm getting this beer ready. Boa tarde. Wow.
Vai lá, abre o caminho outra vez, que é para isso que outra vez, se já tem mais já para ver o que vai tirar.
Mas isso já há alguma coisa
Já, tem água já segurava.
Cozinha. A cozinha. Boa tarde. Let's keep it warm in the winter time. Yeah, all these festas is like paradiso. Really nice everywhere. It's just one more in the neighborhood. That was fast, man. They had that truck in here. All that stuff was unloaded, and by the time I went in there to get a cup of beer, it's all been sorted. It's 1844. It's kind of magical. It's kind of a magical hour. You got grapes, you got orchards, you got apples, you got pears. Mio Dio. This is the local bar. The car stereo. Pretty good vino. I like that San Miguel. You can wash the dishes. Cold beer on tap. You pay with that box. Contribua para limpeza do parque. You've got a variety of box wine. And you've got some hard liquor. Oh my God. Mio Dio. And if you want to go river rafting, don't worry, we have the equipment. And don't worry about you're a nation. We're all a nation. You got WC. And one of my favorite things is just watching these birds. They're going all over the place, man. I don't know if you can see them. It's like the Battle of Britain. They're dogfighting, man. It's crazy. I think they're eating mosquitoes or God knows what. What are they doing? They're communicating, man. Whoa. I love these birds. Sparrows. Muitos pássaros. Wow. Awesome. Fucking magic, brah. People just make do. It's fun. I love all these little places around town. All the different villages. Because of the huge storm we had, we have lots of firewood now. And see the Muscovy ducks? Patos? They live around here. Sometimes I see them in the road. I'm like, oh no, be careful, ducks. But they're cool, they never get hit. People are nice to ducks. They're nice ducks, man. And they're friendly. And you'll notice Muscovy ducks don't quack. One of those ducks came by our house and just stayed there for a while. And then eventually went away. It was really weird. So that's the hidden nightclub. Wild place. Hello. Hola, cachorro. Oh, I don't like it when they're all tied up like that. It just seems like he's so frustrated.